Hello and welcome to my channel, A Piece of Gaia. My name is Lindsay and today we're going to do a reading on your much long-awaited blessings that are coming into your life, okay? So we have 3 different pendants to choose from, crystal pendants. I'm also going to be shuffling out cards. So I hope you all are doing well this evening, whenever you are finding this video. I hope you are open and ready to receive your blessings, as I really am sensing there are lots of blessings coming in for those of us who are definitely in our spiritual energy. Right. Alright, and I will see you in your selected reading. The timestamps will be listed in the description box and the pinned comments. Hello to those of you who selected the root card here, number 32, with this beautiful little pendant here. It has this kind of heart area where it has an exposed little geode. So very pretty. I believe this one is angel or quartz. Yes. Right. Let's put that off to the side for you there. So already what I'm seeing for your long-awaited blessings that are coming in is that you have established a lot already. You have grown your root system, you have grounded yourself, and now you're going to see some of the fruits of your labor here that are developing. So it's wonderful. All right. So the first card out, I was going to use these cards a little differently than if you watched any of my other videos. These are stories, the campfire stories, and I thought maybe I'm going to pull out a story and then I'm going to try to interpret that by coming up with my own story, and maybe that story will be relevant to something that's going on in your life or that you have experienced in the past as well. So I feel we are all a collective here and we all have very similar experiences. Alright, so tell a story about your favorite memory of a person sitting next to you. Okay, well that one's very specific. I mean, there's no one really sitting next to me. No one in a physical body, that is. So I feel that I'm going to pick another one. Okay, tell a story about a place that made you feel big or small. So the one thing that's coming to my mind about this card, a place that made you feel big or small, was when I moved to San Francisco. I lived there for basically just a summer, and I didn't really live there that long, but when I arrived there, I felt very small. Like when I got off of, there's many different ways to get there, and I took like buses and trains, and I didn't take a car there. And I arrived on the train, and then you have to take a bus across the bridge to get to the actual main part of San Francisco. And when I stepped off of it, and I've been in big cities, like I lived in Seattle for a while. I've lived in I've been to other big cities as well, but this, for some reason, the size of the area and the way that the buildings were towering, it just made me feel very small. So maybe this has to do something with maybe you can relate in that kind of a way. Maybe you came from a small town and then you moved to a big city or something like that, I'm feeling. So maybe some of your blessings that are arriving that are long awaited are you just feeling like you found your place. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that off to the side. All right, so as far as your long-awaited blessings, we're just going to get all your cards out here and then we will flip through them. I'll kind of also like, you know, the other opposite end of this is feeling big, made you feel big, was when I moved to a smaller town after living in Seattle for a while, and I moved over to Wisconsin, and I was like, I was some kind of celebrity and I was really nothing. Like I was like, I was just somebody who came from a big city, and then the people that I was around just treated me weird. Like they treated me um like the way that I dressed and things, because I would dress unusual, like I would wear jeans underneath like a short skirt, or like I had this unusual way of dressing, and I still sometimes dress like that, but I feel that they were looking at me like, does everybody dress like that there? And they were just treating me like I was this big fish in a small pond, and I didn't really feel like that. In fact, it kind of almost gave me a little bit of like imposter syndrome, and it felt weird. But I guess through those experiences, that's when I met my partner that I'm with now, that I've been with for almost 14 years. And yeah, so I mean, maybe there's something to deal with that as well that's coming through. All right, we have Owl Spirit. You see clearly now, number 43. Number 29, Giraffe Spirit. See the big picture. Okay. Personal transformation. Number 35. The Moon, the Hermit, the Five of Pentacles, and the Devil. Okay. So far what I am hearing is, in these two cards, it says something about seeing. So there's something about visuals, seeing from a distance, seeing through things clearly. The owl really goes along with the moon card as well. So I feel that there is something about the seen and unseen here with the moon. And a perspective gained through some alone time that you've had. I feel like you've been in the process of being in an alone space for quite a while, and although maybe I feel like this may be have been challenging, and there was a lot of temptations, you know, to get into that space of being trapped in your head, I feel a lot. I also feel that your long-awaited blessing is that maybe you are also coming into a place where you've found more perspective and more reason and a deeper knowledge. You've expanded your knowledge base. And I also feel that since we were talking about long-awaited blessings and we have this Five of Pentacles here, one of the blessings is through this period of time that you have maybe, I feel that maybe something about our health or something about our self-worth was being challenged in some moments that we had gone through that process, you have gained more sense of your self-worth. And also, I feel like one of your long-awaited blessings coming through with this card is you're going to get the help that you need from possibly an unseen source that isn't quite clear to you right now, but I feel the big picture of that will be revealed to you soon. And I'm also seeing that through personal transformation, this energy right here is showing me you have gone through this very transformative thing. And I feel that maybe we're getting out of the mode of having obsessive thoughts and also feeling like we have to be constantly achieving, constantly striving, constantly pushing ourselves, maybe being a workaholic or anything-aholic, okay? And I feel that the moon card is showing me that there is some period of time during the moon cycle where I'm feeling the full moon with the owl, with the white owl here, that you might gain something in that period of time. So whenever you have found this video, if you know the cycles of the moon, if you want to look that up, there may be a full moon cycle coming up here soon that is really going to show you more of your blessings. So that's kind of a timing for you there. And I'm going to be putting this video up. It is September, so I feel that this September energy coming through in the Hermit with the Virgo energy is also showing me there is an advancement in your health in some way, your work, your status in something that you've been doing. Maybe you've been working alone at something for quite a while and learning a lot of things, and things have been changing for you. And this personal transformation here that I'm seeing is getting you to a place where you are going to be able to see from a higher perspective. Yeah, because this root card in the beginning, we had kind of said that you had been establishing your roots and you're about to see the fruits of your labor. And this pendant is also showing me that there is a lot of angelic support behind you, and also there's just this gem about you here in the center of this, like this geode, little open geode. I don't know what that's called. I think that's a name for that. But it's shaped like a heart, so I feel like there's something to do with your heart. I feel maybe if this has to do with your heart health as well, that I'm being kind of called to say, do all the research that's necessary about this, okay? I mean, there might be something within your physical body that we need to address in order to get things going here. Maybe we need to get outside of the box and outside of the comfort zone of things that we've known, because I feel like there is like this trapped energy too. Like maybe you have been trapped indoors, maybe there's something like that coming through with just feeling also just kind of isolated. I see her in this moon card all alone here on this iceberg. I just feel like also with the red and pink hair, it's like we have been integrating a lot of energy from our heart space that is going down and reprogramming that energy of the root chakra. I'm feeling there's something to do with your physical body here that you are in much need of some change. And that is going to be one of the long-awaited blessings. Maybe you have just really waited for the time or the energy to be able to do some of these things that you want to do. I'm going back to that message in the beginning about some places that I felt big or small. Maybe this has to do with about you going to a specific location, and maybe you don't know everything all about this, and you're going to discover. I feel like another blessing is just your capacity to feel alive again and feel like you are discovering something or feeling a new energy. There's also something to do with Ganesha here that's showing me that 35 turning into an 8, and I'm seeing that as like Pluto energy and pointing up here to this planet, and I'm feeling like there is some kind of transit to do with Pluto that is also responsible for this. I'm also feeling with the Saturn in this energy of this card. All right, let's go ahead and read your three messages here. Today I have the courage to be seen. And then in this moment, I have two options: step forward into growth or backward into safety. Forever is composed of all my nows. Yeah, I'm going to repeat something that I've actually heard from another card reader once, and I do not remember. I can't give the credit because I don't remember who this was, but I'm at least saying that this isn't completely from my head, that the time is going to go by anyways. Okay, so that's kind of what the message was. It's like you might as well work on something, you know, during this time period that you have, or start something now, or do something now, or step out into, you know, the unknown, because that's where you're going to find your blessings. I'm kind of being called to say get outside of your comfort zone as well with these type of cards, or do something different to switch it up, because I feel like there is something that you will get into that is going to bring you a snowball effect of a lot of different blessings and things coming your way. So just making that one step, you know, it's like I had said about the places that I had been, you know, it was very sporadic for me to move to San Francisco just because I just wanted something new. I wanted to see something new, and I just did it. It just happened. And it's just like one day I woke up and I was just like, I want to do this. And I did it. And then another time when I moved to Wisconsin, I planned that out. You know, it took like a month or two for me to really plan all of that out. And I didn't know that I was going to be staying 14 years, but here we are 14 years later, and I'm still here, and I love it here, and I've never really actually appreciated any place I've ever been more than here. And so I could say that sometimes I've had my issues with it, like when the cold winter comes, sometimes when I'm in the dead of winter, I just want it to stop. There are some things like that, but mostly I appreciate those times too, because those can be introspective times. So I just feel like there's something that you need to change up, because me bringing in those stories, it's like those are two pivotal points in my life where I just switched my energy completely in order to bring something new in. And I made a lot of friends along the way. You know, I've had a lot of different situations that I've got myself into, and if I didn't do the San Francisco thing, I may not have gone and came here. And I just feel like there may be something that, you know, you need to do something you're scared of, you know, do something that kind of like makes you have butterflies in your stomach or makes you nervous. And just doing that is going to open this door that's going to let people in. I feel like also just your chosen family, the people that you might connect with, that you have no idea that they're actually just waiting for you and they want to bless you with them being a part of your life. And I feel that for those that selected this group, that you're going to establish your roots somewhere. And I feel that maybe you need to switch up where you want to start doing that, because you probably already established yourself a little bit, and some of the fruit of what you've gotten from there, it's like you can kind of unearth yourself and put yourself somewhere else. I'm definitely feeling like that might be something of an energy here, because in the moon card, I just feel like you're not going to be able to see everything, right? Like in the new moon, it's so dark outside and you have to bring your own light. And then in the full moon, there's a lot of illumination, but there's also a lot of shadows, so it's hard to really see what's what. And I just feel like we don't need to know all of the answers and have all of the details down before we decide to do something. Like sometimes we just need to take the leap. And I'm almost seeing the Fool card in this energy, but it's really just showing me that like once you get to where you're going, there will be help. Even if you feel like you're alone and you feel isolated, like there's gonna be something going on. I also feel like if you've had any trouble with finding work or any trouble with work, or maybe you've been grinding at something and not really seeing a lot of results. That maybe switching up the energy is definitely going to lead you to where you need to be with the help that you can get and collaborations that you're about to get into. So that is the message that I'm hearing here for you guys today. So thank you so much for joining me in this energy, and I hope that you all will do well at the end of your week or your month or whenever this moon energy comes in and your blessings start to roll in. I hope that all works out for you very well. All right, so I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening. And if you'd like to and you feel called, please subscribe and thumbs up my video. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Hello to those of you who selected group 2 with this card number 37 with Thorn and this little scarab beetle. These interesting markings on this stone or crystal. I don't really know. I got this as a part of a bunch of other things like this in like one of those grab bags at the thrift store, and I just thought it was fascinating. There's a lot of old type of bone beads in there as well, and this, I don't know what this means or if this is someone's signature or something like that, but yeah, just a very cool pendant. And then this card here is really showing me already that some of your long-awaited blessings that are coming in is this ability for you to be vulnerable and it be kind of exposing yourself, and I'm feeling that the scarab beetle, you are protected in this energy. Yeah, I just feel like this naked person here among the thorns, and this looks like some kind of deer, white deer that has these horns that are connected with the thorns. It's like there's this very sensitive, soft, gentle part of you, but there's also parts of you that, you know, you try to remain guarded and protected. And I just feel like you're going to become more vulnerable in this next stage here. And we're going to get some more cards on this. Let's put that off to the side. So I'm using this deck a little bit differently. I've decided that I thought as a collective experience, you know, because we're all a collective and we all experience very similar things and energies. So I felt like instead of you know, telling your own story with this, I'll pick one of these cards. These are campfire story cards. And I'm just going to try to see whatever comes up to my mind first about these stories, and maybe you can relate in some way and we will attribute it to the reading. All right, tell a story about finding and returning a lost item to its owner. Now this one I had to dive too deep and I can't really find anything. I think maybe once I returned a wallet to someone, but I think I gave it was a third party situation where I gave it to somebody else and they gave it to the person, and then later they had told me, oh, we gave it to so-and-so, and they said thank you. But I'm going to pick another card like I did with group 1 because I'm not expecting these stories to all be workable. Okay. Tell a story about a time you had to let go. Okay. So this one is a little deeper, I guess, and I do have many stories about this, but one that is coming to mind that has a little bit to do with the story that I told in group 1 was when I left Seattle and I came to Wisconsin, where I've been here for 14 years. And the letting go, I feel, was surrendering to the fact that I knew that I couldn't change anything in the situation, and I was also letting go of the feeling that I needed to change someone. Okay, I was with a previous partner for 6.5 years, and there was just a lot of different instances where he was really going downhill, and it's like I wanted to help. I was always trying to do something to help, and I just saw him, like, I felt like it was almost like my fault for enabling the situation, where I looked at it like, am I the reason why he's having so much issues? And later I did find out, you know, years later, And I've even occasionally I've looked, at his Facebook profile just to see if he's still alive because I was so worried about this guy. And I just wanted to see, if he was doing okay. And he's doing fine, but he's still in that mode of really taking things. I don't want to say too much about it, especially if there's somebody that I might know, and I don't want to be a gossip or anything, but really the basis to really putting the energy on myself was that I didn't know if I was contributing to the enabling, so I really realized that I had to walk away from that situation if I was going to get any better myself, because I just felt really dragged down by that energy. And it was so hard to let go, and eventually I really did. I mean, there was some circumstances that happened that made it a little easier, but there was just a really hard, and I'm a Scorpio sun sign. I'm a Scorpio Sagittarius right on the cusp on the 21st. And I just had like this stronghold over the idea that we've been together for so long, and I couldn't really let go of the situation. So maybe there's something to do with that you're going through or that you've been through and you keep reminiscing and thinking about in your mind. But I eventually did let go. I planned my trip. I came over here, and yeah, my life, I feel like, finally began. And that's what's interesting about life, is sometimes we're scared to move out of our comfort zone that we've been in. I feel that vulnerableness, like that I felt when I decided to leave everything that I knew and to just try out some other place. And it worked out. It ended up working out. So yes, I've had a lot of trial and error and a lot of challenges along the way, but I feel like there was a breaking point where I just had to say, I can't do this anymore. I have to see what else is out there for me. And when I decided to release the energy, I just felt so much better. I felt like people even told me that I had known before. They said that I looked younger around that period of time too, which is weird because I'm like, well, you saw me when I was like 20 something, and then I was like 30 something, and they were saying that I looked younger. So I just thought that was weird that people could actually see it in my face too, that I had changed. So I'm feeling like maybe there is something that you're changing, or you're ready to let go of, or you're ready to experience and be more vulnerable because you're ready to start anew. And I see this white deer as like a fresh new blank canvas, something to put your mark on, to really set your life in order. So we're gonna get some more cards here. I also feel from this thorn card, looking at it, that there's always going to be worry, and worry doesn't really do anything other than just give you anxiety in the moment. And I feel that there's a lot of things, we want to avoid. We want the sweet stuff, but we don't want the sour stuff. And I just feel like there's, it comes together, when I'm thinking of taste, mixing sweet and sour together, it makes this beautiful combination, because sometimes too much extremes of one or the other can be a little too much. Just like the thorns and the rose, it's like, to get to the rose, you have to also accept the fact that there are thorns. So, like, if you are afraid to do something, afraid to make a move, afraid to let go of something, you just have to trust and have faith. Faith can really, break through, down a lot of barriers and get you a lot of places if you just have a little ounce of faith. And speaking of faith, we have the miracles are endless with the cow spirit, number 15. And we have number 19 with dog spirit, be loyal to what you love. Yeah, that was another thing. I feel like I had to really believe in the miracles. I really had to believe that things were going to work out. And also loyal to what I love. It really came down to, I knew that I wanted to be an artist more, and I didn't want to have to work so hard to live in that lifestyle in the city that I had perpetuated for so many years. And so it's like I had to make sacrifices, and those sacrifices led me to the life I'm living today, which is so much better and so much more fulfilling than I feel like I've ever had. So there's something about your journey here where you need to be positive. I'm seeing the 19 as the sun card. Be positive and see things from a very positive light. And the cow spirit, I mean, if you've ever looked into a cow's eyes, I mean, when I moved out here, I was able to kind of do that. And they just have this cosmic energy. I feel like they also are just so grounded because they're just so dense of an animal. But also there's just this very sacred energy about a cow. And I feel like it's like they propose the question to you. Like when I'm a vegan now, but for years I was just an omnivore. And, you know, I had gotten to the point where I didn't eat pigs because I raised pigs. And then I got to the point where I wouldn't eat any other animal with a face or anything with a face because it was too much for me. It was just really overwhelming feelings that I had about that. And my connection to the spiritual energy was really heightened more when I became vegan. So I feel like there is this very sensitive connection that you have that was blossoming here with these flowers. I just feel like it's really blossoming. And I'm also feeling the energy from the Empress card in my other deck where there's a cow in that, and that there's so much more that you have coming towards you. I just feel like your feminine receptive energy is opening up and lots of blessings are coming towards you. So that's very nice. All right, we have empowerment, number 23 with the solar plexus chakra. And isn't that amazing? You know, it's funny how that goes so well with the story I told and everything. It's like I had to be brave. I had to, you know, just really believe in myself, have confidence in myself, have the courage to make changes. And those changes inspired a lot of growth in my life that I wouldn't have been able to attribute to if I didn't let go and make the changes that I made. All right, what are the other messages that those that selected group 2 need to hear about their long-awaited blessings? Interestingly enough, we have the Empress card. All right. They're just speaking it. Okay. So we have the 10 of Swords here in our first card, the Chariot, the Empress reversed, and the Tower. So yes, I feel that this goes along very well with what I was saying, and I just thought I wanted to see how this was all going to pan out, and I actually really like this energy because I just feel like collectively we all can relate to something another person could tell a story about. So what I'm seeing is that you've definitely had enough. There's been some rumors, there's been some gossip, there's been some stuff that has come back around and really kind of just really brought you down, really smashed you into your lowest rock bottom kind of state, I feel. And, you know, it's kind of stripped you. Like I'm seeing this as like you're naked here, you're stripped of everything, you're revealing a lot about yourself. And then it's just asking you to make this leap, make this move. Isn't that funny? It's like the Chariot. It's like you need to decide. You need to see what is your guidance telling you? What is your intuition telling you? Where do you need to go? What forces are you trying to really create in your life? Because the Empress reversed is telling me that this is all possible. You need to believe more in the miracles that are ahead. You need to believe that whatever it is you have inside of you, that you're ready to receive. And I feel like this Empress card wants to come back and flip over, but there is something yet that we need to do. We need to let go of something. We need to end something. And the Tower, eventually, if you don't let go, the Tower is this impending energy that comes in and says, if you're not willing to let go, the circumstances will change so that you will be forced to have to let go. I mean, there was a lot of things that happened to me before I moved here that were circumstances that just became hard to deal with, very hard to live with. There was also just a lot of gossip surrounding my relationship. There's a lot of things that just weren't working out for me. I mean, my friend circles had diminished, and I'd gotten to that point in my life too that I felt like I was really pushing work more than I was allowing myself to have fun. And it was diminishing that part of myself that I really love, like being an artist, being able to have the time to create. And the Empress is showing me that there is this time that you want, that you need, that your body craves, that you need to express yourself, be more creative, let that creative energy flow out of you. And I'm seeing with this one right here, the empowerment card, the solar plexus is really that area where the creation comes in and shown. Okay, it first starts in the sacral chakra. This is sacral chakra card. Okay, down in that womb space, that creative energy, it's brewing inside of you. I also feel like maybe if you connect with a water source as well, a lot of chakra healing that I do that has to do with the sacral, I love to do this by a river or by a lake or some source of water, even maybe water that you can actually hear. Like if you can hear the ocean, depending on where you live, you can hear the water flowing down a brook or a creek or some kind of stream or something. If you can connect to you can even listen to this kind of thing on YouTube if you're very city bound, okay? So I'm seeing you connecting more to the water source inside of you. And from that space, you're going to hear more intuitive nudges about what is to be created, where to go, what are the right decisions to make. I'm also feeling this very feminine energy from the Cancer energy and the Chariot, that mothering center that you have, regardless of if you have children or not. We create from that center. And connecting with that is going to help you move in the direction that you need to where your long-awaited blessings will be there waiting for you, I feel. Because the situation that you're in right now is showing me that you have lost some of your power. You've diminished some of your energy and your feminine response to be able to receive. And in that, you've maybe been really stripped and feel trapped. I also see this as being trapped inside of these thorns. And you're wanting to experience more of the blossoming, more of the abundance, more of what, you love to do. Because I do feel like maybe there's some kind of limited perspective of the people that we've been around, that they weren't inspiring us. They weren't making us feel like we could really believe in very much than we were a part of, and that robbed us of our energy. And we're bringing forth more of that energy now. All right, so let's look at your mushroom cards here. These green mushrooms here are I am enough. Oof, yes. This one here. An experience is neither happy nor sad. Those are only my reactions. And then are my actions supporting the life I'm trying to create? Ooh, wow. Yeah. I feel like this whole entire reading for 1, 2, and 3 is all about us getting outside of our comfort zone and doing those things that makes us scared, doing those things that gives us butterflies in our stomach, because there is something yet that wants to pair up with your energy. It wants to come into your hands. It wants to be loved and embraced by you. I feel like that either that's a person or a creative pursuit or anything like that. I feel like there's definitely moving outside of our comfort zone and thinking outside of the box is going to be really beneficial in these next weeks and months to come for you. Okay? Well, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me in this energy. And if you feel so called, subscribe and thumbs up my video and come see me again. All right. Bye-bye. Hello to those of you who selected group 3 with this Echo card number 13 with this amethyst pendant here. So beautiful amethyst there. Yeah. So what I'm feeling from this card already, I'm feeling a lot of fertility, a lot of transformation. Also this ability to receive your blessings, because the full moon is all about, dispersing those blessings. And, this is a reading about your long-awaited blessings. So I feel that this echo is also showing me a chance to be able to share your voice, hear your voice, and also have your voice repeated in a way. Like I'm almost seeing with this card, like when I edit my videos and I have to listen to my own voice when I edit my videos, that kind of thing. So I feel like you are sharing your voice more. There is something that is going to be noticed and heard and repeated possibly as well. And with that number 13 that's coming through, the butterflies, this big transformation is underway as well. And there's some timing here in this card that I'm feeling too that has to do with the season of November here coming up. I am filming this, or this is posting in September. So we have a couple months before we get to the end of October into Scorpio season, but I'm feeling like that might be some timing for you when some blessings will be coming in. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some more cards for you here. So overall, I hope you all are doing well today. I know this reading is more about your long-awaited blessings, so I'm feeling like some of you might be having a hard time with something and you've been kind of really waiting and you've been being patient and doing your due diligence in your life, and you really deserve a blessing coming towards you. So we're going to see more about that. So what I'm going to do with these cards is I'm going to work them a little bit differently than I usually do if you've seen any of my other videos. But these are campfire stories, and it's been working pretty well so far. Group 1 and Group 2, it's dredged up some pretty intense memories of mine, and I just feel like we are all a collective, and when we share our stories, sometimes you may be able to relate, and then the energy of the cards will really go along with this. So we're going to pick one of these, and I'm going to just come up with the first thing that comes to my mind. Okay, tell a story about an encounter with an insect. The first thing, and I can't think of anything else. I mean, I've had a lot of encounters with amazing insects. I love insects. I'm obsessed. I've even been designing a deck of oracle cards that has to do with insects, and I've been doing it for many, many years, and eventually it will get done. But so what I'm feeling with this card is recently I have been creating these fake taxidermy. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna go get one. I've been creating these, and if you can take like a closer look at that, that's not a real butterfly. But I love taxidermy, and I love these little window boxes that I found at a thrift store. And I used to be in entomology. I was like obsessed with entomology when I was a young girl, and I was in 4-H when I was also younger, so I was in this entomology program where we would catalog bugs and we would mount them. And I lived in South Texas at the time, and there was just so many bugs, so many different species of bugs. Like, I went crazy, and I created these very elaborate taxidermy boxes, and I just feel like that was a very inquisitive side of me that was like very scientific minded, and I was really into it. And I guess the connection of now is I've recently, been making those. Like I have a few of them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 so far, and I have some other window boxes that I've bought from the thrift store that I have yet to really tackle. But so far, I'm really into it. I love doing it, and I love painting the butterflies. I know it's a little difficult. Some of them can be pretty challenging to get that same mirrored effect. But I feel like there's just the message that's coming through is there may be a side of this inner child that you have within you, that you're rediscovering something about you, what you like to do when you were a child, and you're bringing it to the forefront and bringing it back to now. As I'm also seeing that transformation energy coming through in these butterflies is showing me that this voice that needs to be heard in you is that mirroring energy that you're kind of seeing in others, like the two sides of the butterfly wings. Like there's one story and there's another story that is very similar, and there's something going on with you of hearing your voice, or hearing or repeating something, or hearing something on repeat, I feel as well. Yeah. And the crystal that you chose, the amethyst, is showing me that there may be something that we are abstaining ourselves from or keeping ourselves from because we know what's best for us in this period of our life. And that was like what I had kind of felt with, like I wanted to do the taxidermy, but I didn't want it to be with live insects because I didn't want to be responsible for killing any of them or contributing to that by buying them online from like Thailand or something. So I just felt like if I did that, it would make a nice aesthetic on this wall that I'm creating, but also it would just kind of bring back to another creative side of myself that I thought that I had kind of lost before. And now it's even better because I get to create it from scratch. Like I can even make up my own butterfly if I wanted to, right? I mean, that one's actually a Libra longwing, but yeah. So that is the story for that. And we're going to get some more cards and see deeper into this. Alright, what is more energies for those who selected group 3? What do they need to hear at this time about their long-awaited blessings? Alright, you have number 54 with the skunk spirit, know your worth. Number 34 with the hummingbird spirit, be here now. Okay, yeah, I'm also sensing this kind of, the rabbit is showing me a little bit of fear that you might have about showing yourself or expressing yourself to the world in some kind of a way. And then the skunk spirit comes in to say, know your worth, and I feel the skunk as like, no one's really gonna bother the skunk too much. I mean, I just feel like it has those warning stripes on it already, and then a lot of creatures are like, no, I don't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble. So I feel like there is like they're kind of like this it's like before you even get to the point of getting sprayed by a skunk, they're gonna do a posturing, but sometimes they get a little scared and they let it go anyway. And the rabbit is showing me that there's a lot of fear-based mentality or things that you may have been around that are in your lineage. The rabbit gives me, because I know a lot about rabbits. I raised rabbits for many years, and the rabbit is giving me the energy of the lineage that's within your DNA, and how some of the stuff that hasn't even happened in your lifetime is programmed within your DNA about the fears and things that we have. So that's how our survival instincts. Like, how are we going to get past this phase, in our evolution, because of these things that had happened to us. And I just feel like there's a lot of ingrained things within you that you need to re-examine, take a look at those fears and things, because some of them could be irrational for the day and age that we're living in, and reprogramming that or telling yourself a different story. Okay, and you have number 34 with capacity to love. That's beautiful. The elephant spirit just has such a kind energy too. I feel like if you watched my, I have a reading specifically on messages from the elephant spirits, and that was back in May. And I'm feeling maybe if you wanted to go watch that one, that might be work for you, because that card did come out. And I feel like the capacity to love as well is like you're opening up this part of yourself that maybe you didn't know that you were worthy of before, or maybe you didn't feel comfortable in the space that you were in, and maybe you're discovering new things about it because you've given it some time and you've seen things around you change and transform in the energy. And maybe there was just a season that you were in that you didn't really feel at home in that season. But I think once you get to the point, that card is also showing me, once you get to the point of knowing your worth and really believing in yourself, you can have more of a capacity to let love in as well. You don't hold up your guard so high. All right, so we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Justice. So your long-awaited blessings definitely have to do something with a material nature, okay? There is something physical that is being gifted to you. I feel like also money. There is a specific person also that is going to be blessing you, something about your work or your career, your job. The scales are balancing out in your favor. The Justice card also gives me just the energy in general of long-awaited blessings, because it's like you're finally getting your justice. You're finally getting what you deserve in this. And I feel that you're reaching a new status, and to not, I'm being guided to say, to try not to get into the mentality of imposter syndrome at all. Whatever someone's chosen you for, there's a reason for that. Okay, there's a reason that, they've been seeing your work. They've been seeing what you've, accomplished. And this may be something new that you might be entering into, you've done something in reference to that many times over again. And I'm seeing like you definitely deserve it now, and you need to step up, and I'm feeling lead in this energy here. And I'm also feeling like that heart chakra is very much connected to our finances with that green color. When we can be more open, we're also very open to receive as well. So, I'm feeling like maybe there is also something being told here where knowing your worth might be to stand up and say something about what you had gotten. And like, I'm hearing like maybe your paycheck was smaller than you thought, and maybe we need to talk about that. Okay, maybe there needs to be there's a boss or somebody that will hear you out. And I'm feeling this person is very generous. They may be very stern in their approach, and also very methodical, and it might take time. Like when you tell this person right away, it's not like it's going to happen overnight. This person may have to ponder on this for a few weeks before they deliver the mess, maybe even a couple months before they deliver the message that they need to about this. Or if this is also about a raise, I'm seeing that you will get equal pay from what you deserve for the situation. So I'm also seeing this as if you are a woman watching this and there was a wage discrepancy about the work that you had put in, that I'm seeing that things will be more equal to your masculine counterparts that you are dealing with within your career sector here. So I'm seeing also, going back to that message of the echo, something about your voice, or something about your voice being heard and repeated to the right people. Okay. And I'm feeling like also there may be a time here where what you have produced is now going to turn into something more of a full-time thing. It's like, I'm seeing that as like a creative pursuit, like you give an example of all these things that you've created. Like if you are somebody who you created a lot of art and then you presented it as like a portfolio, and then that company or whatever is looking at it like, okay, we want you for this job and we want you to continue doing stuff like this, or maybe they have a specific parameter that they want you to focus on. But I'm seeing like maybe you've created one work of your portfolio and they're saying, okay, we believe in this work, we would like to pay you for this, and we want you to continue going on with this. And I just feel like there is somebody that is really noticing you, that is hearing your voice, that is seeing what you have to offer. And this is going to transform your world in some kind of way, okay? I really feel like this. I feel like whatever it is that is coming your way, you're really going to love it. You're really going to love it. And this be here now is really also sending me this energy of being very in the energy of what you are wanting to move into. So already acting as if, like believing in that this is going to happen, and then living in the energy of what that would look like in your life right now. So yeah. I'm also feeling like there's something about boundaries as well that's coming through here, that asserting yourself and your boundaries really just shows people what you count as your own self-worth. And because the King of Pentacles can be a very boundary type energy, because you're establishing something, you're wanting something to move and grow and change with you here. I'm also hearing just a little bit of that in the beginning of an encounter with an insect is showing me that the moth to a flame kind of thing. Like I feel like you're a very big source of light, and there might be a lot of people that it may be a long-awaited blessing for you to have a lot of options in your life and a lot of things flocking to you because you've really been able to find your inner light and shine it. All right, let's go ahead and look at these cards here. So we have this green one, this one. So in this moment, I have two options: step forward into growth or backward into safety. I think that came out for another group. And then forever is composed of all my nows. And today I have courage to be seen. It's interesting. I feel like all of those came out today. So yeah, that one goes back to the self-worth, and this one, the messages that I said. So yeah, I really feel like you're going to be seen, and to just have faith in yourself. And there is this energy of don't put too much stock in the feelings of imposter syndrome, because that is going to be an inevitable thing that we all feel when we're first entering into a situation that might feel new. And this is showing me, like, do something that scares you. Do something that, all the groups kind of had this energy. It's like, move into the energy that kind of gives you butterflies in your stomach, okay? And in that, you're going to find more of these blessings. You're going to be a more receptive vessel to receive those blessings because you're getting into this new, beautiful energy. It's like you're accepting what Spirit has to offer you, and then with that comes just a myriad of things to follow. So yeah, that is a beautiful message. So thank you so much for joining me in this energy space today. And if you feel so called and you'd like to subscribe, I would just love that and come out and see me again. Okay? All right.